Welcome back to FM Story. In the last episode, we began season 10 of this Glory Hunt to Save, and we took over at PSG. France was the only one of the countries we haven't been to yet, so obviously we need to win Ligue 1 and the Coupe de France. There wasn't really any other alternatives. We considered the Marseille job until Jurgen Klopp replaced us at Real Madrid, which opened up the PSG job. It seemed a no-brainer. However, it may not be as easy to win everything in France with PSG as I would have thought. We ended the last episode having lost 3 league games on the bounce. We're down in 5th place with 15 points from 8 games, and we need to do something to arrest this horrendous run of form, because with the Champions League included, we've lost 4 out of our last 5 games in all competitions. So without further ado, let's get into the action and see if we can turn things around. So we're approaching the end of October. We've got a big game coming up against big rivals, Marseille. They haven't started the season particularly well, and that was a job that we did consider in the summer. We've played 3 games since the end of the last episode, 2 of them in the league, 1 in the Champions League. The league has gone a lot better. The Champions League, not so great. We started off with first of all, before we even get into the fixtures, we did change the formation. We've gone with 2 up front, and it seems to have worked as far as the league's concerned. We beat Auxerre 5-0 away from home. 2 goals for Fontana, 2 goals for Mbappe, both the front 2. Then we played Lyon at home, and they scored in the first minute from Stéphane Roux, who I think has won the last 2 Next Gen awards. Luckily, we managed to get 2 goals either side of the hour with Kylian Mbappe and Warren Zaïre-Emery to see us get the victory. And then we went into a home game against Milan in the Champions League. We took an early lead and then just sank without a trace after that and lost 3-1. What it means as far as the Champions League is concerned is we're down in 26th position with 3 points from 3 games. We need to get a bit of a wriggle on if we're going to make it into the knockout stages. Obviously, it doesn't matter as far as the Glory Hunter save is concerned, but if we don't meet the board's expectations, given how bad our league start's been, we might be in a bit of bother. And then as far as the league's concerned, we've got ourselves back up to 3rd in the table. We're 2 points behind Rennes and Nice, who are the top 2. We just need to make sure we don't do anything stupid like that run in September where we lost all 3 league games again. And we've got a couple of tough games coming up. We've got Marseille next. We've got Monaco following that. We could do with just picking up 6 points from those 2 games, move on, and then hopefully we've solved whatever crisis we were in. So this is the side we've picked for the game against Marseille, and we've gone, like I say, with a change of formation. It's almost a 4-2-4. We've got Yoro and Silva again as the central defensive pairing. We've got Vitinha and Zaïre-Emery in front of the back 4. Mbata wide right, Rodrigo wide left, Mbappe right through the middle with Fontana just up there with him. So they're going 4-3-3, we're going 4-2-4. Very, very little happening early on here. Throwing for them in our half. They've worked the ball into the box. Shots blocked, and luckily the rebound's headed wide. Right, throw for them in their half. Jallo. Cross to Gatti. He goes back to his keeper. He's turned Perez on this left-hand side. In behind the fullback. Great save by Diego Costa. But it's still around the box. I mean, we've still not seen one of our attacks. Right, we've made one change at halftime. We've brought Bacciarina on for Rodrigo. We've changed the formation back to a version of a 4-3-3 as well, and Euro's put a header wide at the far post. He's got to be hitting the target from there. Right, Perez with a throw, and Barter, Euro, and Vitinha wide for Antonio Silva. Nuno Mendes has pushed right up the pitch here. He's still got it. Mbappe, Mendes, Mbappe onto his right foot, hits the woodwork, and they put it behind for a corner. Right, Mendes to take the corner. In swinger, it's headed clear. Bacciarina picks it up. Ball to the back post. Mendes takes it down. What a finish that is. And finally, we've done something in this game. So Mendes' corner's headed out. Bacciarina picks it up. Chops back onto his right foot. Ball to the back post. Mendes kills it straight away and then just bends it into the far corner for 1-0. Mbappe with a free kick. And the keeper turns it behind for another corner. Mendes to take it. Again, the in-swinger. It's up in the air this time. And then it eventually just lands straight into the arms of their goalkeeper. Right, a throw in for us. Perez to take it. Bacciarina to Perez. Euro into Colomwani in the box. It's worked its way through. And the shot's turned behind for a corner. Mbappe to take it. Again, the in-swinger. It's headed clear. And now they're breaking. But Ferdy gets across to make the challenge. Guendouzi hits the post. Simic with the equaliser. I don't think that can possibly be offside. Just let Guendouzi go far too far with that ball. Comes crashing back off the post. Simic is the first to react. And it's back to level game, 1-1 now. And this is going to peter out into a draw, and we've thrown away 3 points here. This is just, there's something not working with this team. And I don't really know what it is at this moment. The 4-2-4 worked for a couple of league games. Didn't work in the Champions League against Milan. Certainly didn't work in the first half of this game. This version of the 4-3-3 seemed to work better in the second half, and that we still give away a goal. Yeah, it's hard to know where to go with it now. So we're straight back into the action with a game against Monaco. We've had to make some changes to the starting lineup. We have actually changed the formation. We've gone back to the original 4-3-3 that we started the season with a couple of tweaks. John Perez is dropped down to the bench because he had food poisoning during the week and can't play a full game. So Augustin Guy is coming at right back. Antonio Silva suspended, so Lisandro Martinez is coming into centre defence. Ferdy Kadoglu's coming for Nuno Mendes, who's injured. And then we've gone with a front three of Mbata wide right, Rodrigo wide left, and Kylian Mbappe through the middle, with Fontana dropping down to the bench. Right, so from the kickoff, back to Ferdy, Zaire Emery to Ugarte, Euro to Mbata, back to Diego Costa, Ugarte to Guy. He loses out, and immediately we're under pressure. Vitinha, though, gets back and wins it. Martinez then gives the ball away on the edge of our own area. And thankfully, Diego Costa is there to rescue us. We are all over the place here. I'm beginning to wonder whether we're actually going to make it through this episode without getting sacked. Diego Costa with the ball at the back. Right, Guy with the throw. Ugarte, thankfully, it went straight to Guy there. We've given the ball away so often. Yoro chips it forward, Zaire Emery nods it down, and then they've cleared it. Ugarte, Martinez into Vitinha. Vitinha again. Martinez. Vitinha finds Ferdi breaking down the left into the box. Mbappe back to Ferdi. And Vitinha turns it home. And thankfully, maybe that'll calm them down a bit. We've given the ball away so many times already. But a 10th minute lead. Well worked on that left-hand side. I thought we might have overplayed it a touch, but Ferdi finds Vitinha, who just directs it goalwards, and it sneaks into the far post. And there we are, half-time, 1-0 up. Still, we're not playing brilliantly. But hopefully we might have found something here. Rodrigo had a bit of a stinker in that first half, so he's come off and Bacciarina's come on wide left. Right, Bacciarina with a free kick, Guy back to Bacciarina. They're just playing the ball to each other there. Wide, Lisandro Martinez back to Yoro and Barta on the right. Guy into the box, hits the post. Could really do with a second goal, because the last thing we want is what happened in that last game against Marseille, where we were 1-0 up, they pull a goal back, and then we can't do anything else. But Ferdi, Ugarte, Vitinha from distance, and it's just over the top. Right, they've headed the ball clear. Ferdi goes back to pick it up. Martinez now on the left. Bacciarina into Vitinha, looking for Mbappe, and it's blocked at the near post and behind for a corner. Mbappe to take it, and the keeper comes and claims it, and then goes short quickly. Right, Yoro to Mbata. He's tackled Big Guy on the outside, crosses to the back post. It eventually comes to Kylian Mbappe. He diverts it home, 2-0 up. Hopefully that's enough for the 3 points with less than 20 minutes left. The Guy picked up the loose ball, goes to the byline, crosses to the back post. Bacciarina gets his head on it, and Mbappe just diverts it goalwards. Right, a corner to be taken by Lisandro Martinez, of all people. In swinger, and there's Lenny Yoro, his centre-half colleague at the back post to head home. That's 3-0 with 10 minutes left. And this is turning into a much better performance and outcome than we've had for a while. And then he rolls it out. And Yoro picks up a slack ball there. Guy gives it away, and then wins it back, and then wins it back again. Naziri makes a run. He's impeded. That's a penalty, surely, referee. Obviously, it needs to be checked. And there it is, penalty given. And up steps Bacciarina. I thought the keeper had saved that from that angle for a second. It didn't look the most well struck of penalties. So in the end, it actually, because at first I thought it went in the side the keeper went, but he just dinked it down the middle. Right, free kick, Martinez to swing it in. It's nodded down. Ferdi goes back to pick it up. Crosses towards the back post. Keeper comes and claims it. And then he rolls it out. And then Ferdi nicks the ball back. Bacciarina to Kamara. Naziri into Kolomouani. And there's 5-0. and this has turned into actually, hopefully, a performance that turns the season around. We just seem to have been much more on it today. The inconsistency is a big, big worry. But we've picked up 3 points. We've Bacciarina coming off the bench to be man of the match. And things are looking pretty good based on that performance. But obviously, as we've seen, as with what happened in September, all it takes is one bad result and this team could just sink like a stone. So hopefully we can keep this performance up going forward. So we're now at the end of December and things are still not going well. Following that victory against Monaco, we went away to Ajax in the Champions League and had to come from behind twice to rescue a point. We then went away to Clermont and required a late Kylian Mbappe penalty to rescue a point in that one. We beat Montpellier 2-1 at home, again having to come from behind. We beat Bournemouth 2-1 in the Champions League, but required a very late winner for that one as well. And then in the most recent league game, we drew 1-1 with Lorient and again had to come from behind. So it's becoming a bit of a pattern that we are conceding first and then having to come back into games. As far as the Champions League is concerned, we're down in 23rd after 5 games. So we are, I would say, struggling to even make it into the knockout stage of the Champions League. And as far as the league's concerned, we're down in 3rd. We're 5 points behind Rennes and Nice, who are both top of the table. And if we don't do something to fix this soon, we could be having to find another job before the end of the season. I mean, at the moment, looking at the staff stuff, our job is secure. But, at the moment, looking at the job status, our job is stable. But realistically, with this squad, we shouldn't be struggling as much as we are. And there we are, the end of another episode, and we are still struggling with PSG. And unless we turn things around pretty soon, the pressure is going to mount and we could end up getting sacked before the end of the season. Join us next time to see if we can turn things around. We're looking at potentially another new formation. And hopefully we manage to make it to the end of the next episode without getting sacked. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.